We didn't bop.
We didn't bop? Bop?
Yeah, we didn't bop.
We could have bopped. Good evening. Welcome to the show. This is Sidejag. And just the name in itself, if you can't figure out what it means from there, it's sorry. But hopefully you're going to have fun tonight. The next hour, we're going to take you on a journey of action, adventure, mayhem, chaos, food, fish, and chips. I mean, hey, it's all here.
There you go.
The best things in life are found on a podcast.
Most of the time, I agree.
You know, okay, so before we get into Jackpot, so is this the year of Senna? God, I hope so.
Could be, man. Could be.
I hope so. We'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about podcasts for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, like, here we were talking about this at work the other day, and you got your cool little mic that's right there.
Mm-hmm.
My mic is out of frame. It's sitting right here.
Right.
I don't have the. I mean, I suppose I could do this, and I could be like, talking, and so. But I don't, because I think that's very annoying. Sorry if that made any. And I don't know how much better it would sound, because I mean I intentionally talk loud so that I don't have to do that.
Right. Yeah.
But regardless of all that, I remember, like, when I first got my first iPod, podcasting was new and it was cool, and like I was downloading a whole bunch of podcasts on like cameras and Apple computers, because I just got one, and all of this was happening. It was fun and it was exciting. And at some point, I don't remember where I just let it go. It's like life changed and I didn't do it anymore. And I don't know if I just got busy and it just wasn't time because there was too much of it. It was almost like too much content being created. But now I'm trying to get back into it, just because I enjoy talk radio, and the talk radio here is kind of just getting boring. Right. So I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I was like, this is actually really good. This is fun. Like, but I think it's funny because, like, I look at the amount of like famous people that are doing podcasts now.
Oh yeah, it's went full mainstream. Yeah.
Yeah, it almost sucks.
Yeah. Well, I would also say this bridges over into YouTube, like famous people with YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're famous. Let the YouTube people do YouTube. Like,
yeah, there was some guy. Haley was showing me something the other day. There was some guy. It was either Haley or Fernando. It's almost one and the same in my mind. Was showing me something where, like, it was Fernando, because one of the soccer players just started a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
In like 2 days, he had millions of subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and he had like 6 videos. Ronaldo. It was Ronaldo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, he's like, dude, you got a huge fan base already. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you need to do that? I mean, you're not going to put out shit worth watching. That's the problem.
No, but though people will watch it regardless because he's famous, and it's like,
yeah,
like The Rock has one. I mean, it's about every big name has one now.
So Neil deGrasse Tyson, I could probably see that being good, because like I've watched his masterclass.
Yeah.
Which is really good. It gets deep fast, and it's not about science.
Right.
It's about the science of things.
Right.
Which is pretty cool.
I don't know. I wonder how long I like Neil deGrasse Tyson, but when you get to his personality portion of it, like how much his because he's smarmy.
So the thing I have a hard time with him is I could probably do a podcast better than I could do a masterclass.
Yeah.
Just because his facial expressions and whatnot, after about 2 hours, you're just like, because he does this weird things with his mouth when he talks.
Yeah.
And I know that's weird, but it's just one of those things where it's like you're staring at it and you're just like,
and you can tell, like, he doesn't intentionally. You can tell he's intentionally trying not to talk down to people, because he's clearly smarter than 99% of everybody out there, right? So you can tell he is trying not to talk down to people, but that's got to be hard to keep up all the time. So
yeah, well, it is. Oh, 100%, it totally is, because I mean, listen, I can only say this so many ways before I just have to assume you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's either I'm doing a terrible job at relating this information to you, or you're just stupid. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean in the way that you're just never going to get this, whatever intelligence you need in order to grasp this concept, you don't possess.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. It's just in a way. I mean, I deal with this all the time. I've reiterating things and changing 2 or 3 words here and there and dumbing it down and dumbing it down and dumbing it down to where we're rolling around on the floor is how I've spent 30 years of my life. Which is fine. It's fine. You have to figure out what people will understand.
Right.
So I mean, if you start at the moon, eventually you'll get down to somewhere where the conversation can continue.
And that's how Cassie gets frustrated with people in traffic or just people in general. And I try to tell her, I said, this is how I think about it. Not to think people are stupid or dumb or don't care, but I put people in 2 categories. If they're doing something that is not cool, just in general, either they don't care / oblivious, or they're dumb. They're in one of the other categories.
Right.
So that way,
yeah, I see what you're saying.
it's like no longer personal. It's
Right.
just because when it becomes personal and you start getting mad, it's like, okay, this person's just dumb or this person doesn't care.
Right.
I move about my day.
Yeah.
Unless they directly, if they directly affect me, well, then I might have to say something. But
yeah,
if they're on like tertiary,
And I don't know how we got to this point other than the name of the show, but
right.
So how many podcasts do you feel you listen to every week?
Dude, I'm a podcast maniac. I can go through my playlist here. I listen to podcasts every day. I would say I listen to 4 to 5 hours of podcast a day.
And I think that's the problem that I have is there's no world in which I could listen to 4 to 5 hours of podcasts a day. I could probably listen to about an hour a week.
Right. So
So
you'll have to narrow it down to very specific.
I'll have to find one very good podcast.
Yeah.
Like I've tried. I tried 2 Bears, 1 Cave.
Yeah.
Because I like comedy and that
Right.
was I don't know. I like their stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
But that show just didn't do anything for me.
You maybe try Bad Friends.
See, but I also feel like I have to learn something from it.
Yeah.
Like I like talking about technology and stuff like that. I mean, clearly that's why so many car stereo people listen to our show is because they like car stereo.
Right.
I like cameras, but and I've listened to a ton of camera stuff in the past, but eventually that gets like makes me want to spend a lot of money. And so I have to walk away from that. So I don't know. I'm trying to just find.
I listen to a lot of. I like storytelling podcasts. So whether it be personal storytelling, like one of them is called Snap Judgment, and it's basically it could be as deep as someone that went to Mexico to find gold. And just the adventure they had, it just takes you down a rabbit hole, tells you a whole story per episode. So that's one I like. And then there's some true crime podcasts that I like because it tells a whole story. One of them is about the happy face killer who was a truck driver as a serial killer, but his daughter's the one that produced the podcast. So she's telling from her perspective the whole story and like her journey through it, finding it out. So it's
stuff like that I find intriguing. For sure. Timmy D, that's fine. No, but listen, rule number 3, everybody is somebody's stupid person.
Oh yeah, for 100%.
Sure. That's rule number 3. We're working on rule number 4. Haven't narrowed that one down yet. But the Russian dude on YouTube with the guns was one of my faves. I used to watch a show called Ask a Ninja.
Yeah.
And it was just stupid, it was funny as shit. It was just this guy dressed in a ninja costume and he would just read dumb questions that people would ask him.
Yeah.
And it was like a 10-minute show. It was fantastic. They even came out with a DVD.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was like, shit, and I bought the DVD because I was like, I should probably, and I downloaded a ton of them because I was like, you could download them back then,
Right.
you know, like and keep them.
That's how I do it. I download them now.
Yeah.
To my phone, but I have them auto delete. So I listen to so many. I use a specific app to do them. So
yeah, because I think that's definitely the Apple Podcast app sucks. I've
it does.
that out.
The one I use is Overlook.
Okay.
They changed it significantly. I hated it much more than I do now. I still hate it because it's not what I was used to for the past 8 years.
Yeah.
But it's not terrible. Especially if you're coming into it new, it's fine. It's actually great, but it just it shuffled everything that I had set up. I had it set up where it would only keep 3 episodes. It would auto delete them. I had certain episodes picked out in certain playlists. It just shuffled all that.
See, I think what I have to find is, so it's like I listen to NPR a lot when I'm driving,
right?
And there's a couple shows on there that I find myself listening to, and they're all podcasts. Like you can download them all and listen to them. And I'm like, I think I might need to start there.
Oh yeah, they have some great ones.
Just because I want somebody that's going to talk about something different every day.
Yeah.
You know, like a news story, but not news in the sense that it's like today in the news. No. Just interesting stories about the world. I think that would be more.
Those would be see my podcast listening mostly. I deal with a lot of spreadsheets in my job.
Yes,
I would say the 4 or 5 hours I listen to it, I'm in a spreadsheet,
right?
So I can listen to that while because honestly, I'm kind of automatic mode on the spreadsheets doing all this stuff. So I like it to keep my mind busy over music. Where music, I can do it for
drones.
Yeah, for so long it's like, all right, now it's I need something.
Yeah, I couldn't listen to a podcast at work.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, we don't even listen to music at work.
Yeah,
we still talk to each other quite a bit.
Yeah,
we're trying to solve all the world's problems. So we're gonna get there one day. There's no question about it. We'll get there one day.
That's for sure.
But we find it's funny like the subjects that I can talk about at work that I would never talk about at home, just because the banter wouldn't be there.
Right.
But like, you know, some of the stupid shit that we'll just talk about and just play it out. Let's just play it out. Let's see how far we can take. How deep is the hole? You know, and we'll find the bottom.
Dude, working on the floor with people for 20 years, the same people in the same department, and like each other's life story. Like they know every single person, every issue I've dealt with. You know, they just know it because after at first coworkers, you're probably not in an office, you're probably not that close, but when you're out on the floor and all you got to do is talk, so you just know everything about it.
You don't have to worry about HR listening.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Let's call it what it is. So, anyways, I don't know. I was curious on that one. Let's talk about John Cena.
Dun, 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 dun,
okay, so Ricky Stenicki, I think, was his last movie, right?
Right. Yeah.
Was that I almost feel like I should IMDb this. Just because, got it. That
he's Stenicki. The one before that, I really didn't like it was the one where he was speaking Mandarin and stuff like that.
Yes, the one where he was with Jackie Chan.
Yes, that one I really didn't care for, but I liked Ricky Stenicki.
Okay, actor. Yep, show me the actors. All right, so Jackpot.
The Simpsons.
He was in an episode of The Bear. He was in Die Hard 2. Oh yeah, I guess so. Wow.
Then a bunch of WrestleManias.
Oh, he was in Argyle. He had a small role in Argyle. That's right. Freelance. I really liked Freelance.
He was in Barbie. He was a kid in Barbie.
He was. Oh, I didn't know that. I still haven't watched that.
He was Rocksteady in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes. Hidden Strike was the one you didn't like.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's in Fast and Furious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was in the first Die Hard. Have you watched any of those? The Die Hards?
Mm-mm.
I don't like Kevin Hart acting.
Me
So.
neither. He's okay, but he got into him and The Rock, and I was just like, all right, I'm done with both of them.
The Independent. Never even heard of that one. The Bubble. Okay. Those must have been the Peacemaker. I still liked him in Peacemaker.
I still haven't watched that.
That was good. DCT Stunt John Cena. Nope, don't know what that is. Vacation Friend. Oh, I never watched that one, but I know which one that is.
You didn't watch Vacation Friend?
No.
That one's actually kind of funny. I mean, it's not a 7 out of 10. It's more like a 5 to 6, but it's funny.
It looks like it's on Hulu. Maybe I'll have to add that one too. Oh, he played a voice in Doolittle. Playing with Fire. Oh, that was the one where he was the fireman. That goes back 5 years though, so he's out of that running at that point. Oh, an agent. Oh, 2018. Yeah, he wasn't very good back then. He was in the Bumblebee movie. So for let's say the last 4 years of moviedom, last 5 years, let's since COVID has been over,
right?
Peacemaker was awesome, and I think it really started with Peacemaker. I think Peacemaker giving him his own show, taking him out of that stupid show, and I really acquired a taste for him as an actor. Like his early stuff where he was just like break wall, Ooh.
Right, yeah.
I love that shit because that's like early 80s Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff. So I mean I was down for all of that. Like I was totally fine with all that cool stuff. He was big, he was stupid, it was like, yeah, let's that was just like early rock stuff too. I think that's just what they did is they would just make these cliche, easy to make. Like if you look at like those first 4 or 5 rock movies, they were all good, because they're all really simple stories with unrealistic human strength.
Right, yeah.
And always against some kind of weird clock of time that we have to get some shit done.
Right.
So now being older and of course not working out 100 hours a week, you have to learn how to act, and you have to have some talent. And how did you think he did in this one?
He didn't do a bad job, but I don't think the script was written for him to shine.
I would agree with that. I don't think it was written for, I think it was written for her to shine.
Right.
I think he did extremely well with what he got.
Right, yeah.
I think they made his character kind of soft, which was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because like the other guy was like, and they just kind of downplayed Cena in it. And I was like, let him be the superhero, man. That's literally his role. Don't make him to be the nice guy. He doesn't have to be the nice guy. And that I think was the one turnoff, is like they were trying to make him like the bigger man.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it.
It fits the story.
Yes.
Because that's what they wanted to do, but it just didn't give him opportunity to be ridiculous as he, like, I think Ricky Stenicki's where I turned the corner on him.
Yeah.
The fact that like the songs and shit, that was just, that was insane, dude. That fact that ever happened, like, I don't even care about the movie Ricky Stenicki. Just all his scenes that are memes now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. No, and there again, I think yes, they've made him wimpy and sensitive for sure. But I think he did the best he could. Like, he really acted. He had to act to make that part work for him, because at the end of the day, they definitely did not write a good script for him.
Right.
But he still came and gave us a good performance.
Oh yeah.
So everything he was in, he was, all the little anecdotes he could throw in there were like when he spun the cop car around, and he had that look on his face. He's like, did that look as cool as it felt? Yeah. Because I mean, that's what a guy would say.
Yeah.
That's what a good bro. Did you just see that? Holy shit, that was awesome.
When they're going through all the shit and she's just bouncing around. He's like, "This is why I gave you the helmet."
Yes. Yeah, and the whole
Yes.
yeah. You know.
Yeah.
And he has a great matter of the fact conversation tone to him when he's talking. Like his, there again, he doesn't have a lot of range in these things,
Yeah.
but if you give him a good script or you have a good director, he can really perform. And it's just like Batista. Batista has, I think Batista has more range than Cena as far as their ability to act. I think Batista's has quiet moments that he can act in and does really well.
Yeah.
I don't think Cena is there yet. He's close. He's close. He's getting that human side to him, in the quiet moments and like where he has to be normal. I don't know if I'm ready for him to go there. I don't need to go see a John Cena movie where he's doing that.
You got to build up enough. You got to. You can't be the Jim Carrey until you have the backlog of the ridiculous Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
and then you can go do the Sunshine thing, the Eternal Sunshine, and a movie that I really didn't like, but a lot of people did. I guess a lot of people did. Craig, you know what? The political fix I need is back in the days when we never posted our political opinions online. That's the one I need. I don't want to know people's political opinions.
No.
Tell me about cool stuff.
Yeah.
What do you like?
Yeah. That's make me laugh. Make me laugh and have fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I liked everyone loved.
I know a lot of people that say they liked it. I didn't like it.
What, Breaking Point?
No. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Like it. No, whatever. Yeah. It's not my speed. I'm sure it was a great movie. It just wasn't my thing.
Right.
Yeah. It fell into the category of we done yet? Okay, bye.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. Now, Liar. Yeah.
Dude, I one that surprised me that I liked, it was kind of in that same vein, the Adam Sandler movie Uncut Gems.
Oh, I never watched that.
Dude,
one.
I was so stressed. That it is such a stressful movie. Like we watched it. My buddy and his wife come over, like, "Yeah, let's watch it." We watched it in the living room, and I was like, "Man, I'm stressed." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm stressed." I was like, "That's weird. That's strange. I didn't expect that to happen." But
that's cool.
It's a pretty good movie, but just like it gives intense stress.
So right. Yeah, that's probably why I won't watch it.
Yeah, that you can feel. You're like, oh, I'm stressed. I know he's stressed. I'm stressed out. Yeah.
Yeah. I liked. So there again, it wasn't anything. Nothing about the movie was original.
No.
It was just a play on something else, and they just took two things. Like I still in my heart of hearts believe there's a room somewhere in Hollywood there's 4 walls and it just has ideas, and they spin you around in a circle. You throw 3 darts at the wall, and you just take those 3 things and you make a movie.
Yeah.
And if they're not doing that, they should, because some of the shit that they spit out, like Jackpot winner. Okay, we've all seen movies about jackpot winners and let's add the
twist. The twist.
Let's add the twist of what's the one night where you can the surge or whatever it is.
The purge.
Purge, where let's add a twist of the purge to it.
Right, yeah.
But you can't use guns.
Right, yeah.
You got to use sharp things. Like everyone walking around with a freaking pin thing to the head. I mean,
there's a couple funny things, like the old lady is funny. The old lady's a scoundrel.
Yeah.
But I would say it's not a good movie. But also, you watch it and it's like, all right, I watched it. I'm never gonna watch it again. But
no, you're done. Oh, it's a one and done. It's literally a bag of popcorn and we're out.
Yeah.
The day of the super movie is getting thin.
Yeah.
It's so thin. Like I watched Maverick Friday night. I was looking through the thing and I was like, you know what? I've only watched this in the theater. I would love to watch it at home. I'm here by myself. Let's watch it again. And I watched it, and And the movie was so much better watching it at my house than it was in the movie theater. I mean, don't get me wrong. The special effects in the movie theater, priceless. Glad I saw it there because that was just obscene to watch. The storyline made way more sense in my living room. I sat back and I could really understand the character of Maverick and what his life was going through. And Tom Cruise did a really good job in that movie being this guy that is just like, he's an amazing guy, but everyone just treats him like shit. And he's just like, and you're just like, why? Because I mean, and he's not even cocky anymore. He's just a guy, and he's just trying to get to that point in his life that matters, and everyone is just getting in his way and calling him old and and it was really I enjoyed it at the theater and I enjoyed it at my house. I think I enjoyed it more at my house just because I could really get into the movie more.
Dude, on that note, I'm considering getting a Dolby Atmos setup, but I want the soundbar version. It's not cheap. It's I think I was looking at the Klipsch or maybe the Sonos has one.
Sonos is really nice.
Yeah, so I can spend like 2,500 or 3,000 and get the full setup with the sub.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. I may do that. We have a 70-inch in the living room. I'm considering getting the 80-inch and doing the 80-inch in the Sonos or the Klipsch or something of that ilk and just going full on with it.
Yeah. It's funny. I have Sonos in my room. I'm sorry. I have Atmos, but I've never turned it on.
Really? Yeah. I've only ever heard it in theaters, so I don't know.
I've never bothered to go. It's like everything sounds good. I'm good. Yeah, but no, I've heard the Sonos system. A buddy of mine sells all that crap.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this sounds really good. And part of me sits there and goes, hey, maybe I should just get rid of all this big stuff I have and do something small and simple. And then I listen to music on it and I go, nope.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
I never listened to music on a home.
No.
Even when I had, I used to have some really nice Kef. I forget what they were, the K8s or the K9s. And I kept them here on my desk, like as studio monitor with a really nice amp. And I just never listened to music on it. So
no, it's funny though, because like that stuff sounds really good, and I'll sit in the room and I'll listen to them, like, oh, that's and you get a lot of spinning and whirling, and it's very, and it's like that's great, but then there's such a big difference between like real big speakers, and when you listen to it then, and you get this like whole different experience where it's just like, damn, like
what's like I think it's the difference between 2-channel and surround for me. I like because you can switch it to 2-channel when you have a big setup like that, and it sounds really good.
Well, yeah, I mean, and there again, but they don't. So there's something about the power.
Yeah,
it's like for example, if you can put a system in a car and it sounds good and it's small and it's like, that's I love it. And then you put a powerful system in there, and you're like, holy shit, like, where you spent some real money on it and put some power and some big processor and some, $3,000 set of tweeters, and you listen to that and you're like, oh my God, like, wow, this is, and that's always been the thing with the home audio. It's like, because I'll listen to those, I'll be like, this sounds great. And then I'll go home and I'll be listening at low volumes. I'm like, that sounds great. And then I'll turn it up and I'll go, oh no.
You get the Marty McFly situation going.
Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah. And, shit starts falling off the walls. And the wife is looking at you like, dude, really? And you're like, I mean, come on. Why not? And they're just, So, but there again, is that necessary? It's just like, it's like driving a 800 horsepower car and you can only go 35 miles an hour everywhere.
Yeah.
What's the point? But we still do it.
Yeah.
So screw them.
Might as well do it. Yeah, I definitely want to do an upgraded home audio system. but mostly for movies. It won't be for listening to music. So.
Nice. Pioneer Elite receiver for $60 on Marketplace, 9.2, gonna sound great in the basement. Yeah, that's really nice. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pioneer Elite was the shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Fernando has a full Pioneer Elite system at his house.
I had a Pioneer Elite, but it was a 7.1 back when that was all you had.
Yeah.
And I had it on my fronts were Clips Heresies, the OGs, the originals.
Right.
I got them from a buddy, and he had them redone, obviously, because of the foam surrounds. But
yeah. But I mean, there again, yeah, Steve Meads. So, you know, I think so. There's two types of people, right? When it comes to the home stereo or the home audio sound, most people they want a sound bar.
Yeah,
like they want sound, but they don't want it. They don't want that 1970s just stuff set
right.
I think
a true hi-fi setup.
Yeah, people don't want that. They want that in a room, maybe somewhere else. The dude might want it in the basement or whatever. But
yeah,
I feel more. People want in walls where it's all hidden. Like people don't want to experience that anymore. It's not a thing.
No. Well, if you got hardwood floors, where do you run your wires? You got to go up in the ceiling and then drop.
We just pay somebody to do it. It's not your problem.
Yeah. Which I'm on that side, as you know, but I'm also on that side in a car for the most part. If I didn't do YouTube videos, the Trooper would have a much more stealth system in it, much more lower power, and it would kind of all be tucked away. Whereas I'm doing it for YouTube videos, it's easier to swap in and out. It's kind of like the lab situation.
No, I want the biggest shit I can fit.
Yeah. Yeah, see in a car, I'm the same way when a car now I want the sound. I want all the sound that I can get.
So basically what you're saying is you want your cake and eat it too.
Exactly. Which is why I can't run old school amps. I got to use little amps to be able to play.
I get it. I'm feeling your pain.
And that's how to be in my new vehicle. And the Trooper, it's still the test. The Warhorse is going in there. We're still gonna do stupid shit in there every time, but the new vehicle will be much more pure SQ focused.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just something about like turning on a movie and kicking on the subwoofer and just the surround and the room shaking.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
We're just like, you ain't doing that with Sonos.
No. And it's going to cost you $800 for the sub, and it's not really that intense.
Right. And it's not bad though. It's not, and you got to have it. You got to have it. Yeah. I mean, it
sucks. And I think the $800 is a small sub. I haven't priced it out, but I knew not individually. I just do know that if I get it, I need like $3,000, which is not ridiculous. That's
no.
That's for what you're getting. I think it's a good value.
Well, it's funny because we were looking at new couches and we were looking at that couch that you can build that has all like the JBL shit in it.
Oh yeah.
And the guy's like, dude, you got to hear this. And I said, all right, whatever, let me hear it. Because like the rear effects are built in the couch, the subwoofers are built into the couch, and both Haley and I sat down on it. We looked at each other and we're like, yeah, no, we're good. We're good. She said, can you turn that off, please? The guy's like, I said, bro, trust me. This is not for us.
Well, what speakers are you running? I know you're running audio control amps, right?
I have an audio control receiver.
Right.
I have old Onkyo amplifiers with the big VU meters, and then I have all Morel speakers.
Oh, okay. Dude, you know what? Derek has the sickest NAD, the NAD. And he replaced the lights were out, so he got green for the VU meters. Dude, that amp's sick. He doesn't use it in his setup. I think he also has a pretty big Onkyo system for his home theater. But I don't know about the speakers. He's got a different. I think different.
Yeah, the lights on my meters died years ago.
Yeah,
and I'm like, whatever. They were annoying. Because there were these 4 big green lights,
right?
And I was like, when the last one finally went, I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah,
because
I always wanted the Macintosh home theater amps.
Oh no, trust me, that for sure is a life goal.
Yeah.
I don't. I want one. I don't want one.
Yeah.
I want one, but I don't want to go through the heartache of having to get one.
Right.
Yeah, it just seems like a pain in the ass. You know?
Did you see the video I sent to you earlier?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There you go.
And that's why I don't want one.
Yes.
Because I know what it's going to cost me, and I'm just like, I just don't want to deal with it. So yeah, it's but I mean, you know, that's the joy of watching movies at home, though. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know, if I like the Maverick, I didn't do any. It was just normal. I just didn't. I got up and should I turn on the subwoofer? No, fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to hear the movie. I'm just gonna sit back, relax, and try not to fall asleep. But that was really I watched the John Cena. I watched that. I tried to watch another movie, and this movie called Killers on Hulu that has the newest girl from Fast and Furious. You know, the new girl, the one that is like Ludacris is hanging out with, I think.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she's doing this movie called Killer where she's an assassin. No. I got about 15 minutes into it, and I was like,
that sounds like a Dean movie too. That's crazy.
It does. It does. Yeah. It sounds so much like a Dean movie. And about 15 minutes into it, I was like, I can't take this.
It's like, I've had enough.
I'm not saying I won't go back and watch it. I just at that point in my life, I was like, I just don't have any more space for this
dude.
Weekend.
Speaking of rewatching a movie, you know what? I'm gonna be traveling by plane the next 2. Dude, I have flown more this year than I think I've ever flown in a single year.
I know, I'm jealous.
And you know how I feel about flying. It's like we're the opposite, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I want to rewatch Dune 2. I
don't know if I'd waste my time with that,
dude. I like the movie. I don't know what it is. I like the second movie better than the first movie.
Understandable.
I like it because it's like
you just do a back to back.
Ooh, that'd be tough, dude. What's like 6 hours?
Yeah, dude, it's a 6-hour flight.
3.5.
That's it, really, for you guys?
Direct. It's direct because we're flying Allegiant.
Oh yeah,
at the very front seats, so there's nobody in front of us. We're in row 2,
right?
And so there's no first class in Allegiant, but
yeah,
that's as close as you can get, you know.
Right. I mean, give it a go. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you
I'm gonna download
2 is way better than 1 too, but
yeah, I kind of like 2. I want to watch it and see what I was seeing that I liked.
I don't know. Yeah, big guy problems.
Oh, believe me, it's not like the width is fine. I'm fine with width wise. It's leg room that kills me.
Yeah, sure.
So it's like
I don't have any of these problems.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I don't have any of these problems.
Yeah, but I have sit by people that were a little too wide for the seat, and they kind of spill over into your seat, and that's kind of not cool.
Yeah, I've luckily not had that problem yet.
That's not great. You shouldn't. No. I think if you are in that position, you should not buy a middle seat as a courtesy to humankind.
I mean, I think you should. Yeah. Anyways, we won't go there. Yeah. I was hoping we'd get a director's cut of Dune.
I know they have another movie planned. There's a third.
Yeah, I was really hoping for a director's cut though.
Yeah. I heard that 2 was very close to the source material, not the original movies. The original movies were diverted.
Yeah, I don't care about the original movies from the 80s.
And I watched them, but I was just never. I was too young, I think, when I watched them.
We all watched them because Sting was in them.
Yeah.
But no, I was hoping for a director's cut because after watching, whatever that Netflix movie was,
with the Zack Snyder cut.
Yeah, with the Zack Snyder cut. Oh my god, that made that so much better. Like, I actually like it now. It was like, damn, this is so cool. And I'm like, could we get a director's cut on Dune? Like, at least, just to like, I don't know, add 20 minutes of making it make sense to me.
Yeah, that was part of my issue with Dune 2 when we reviewed it the first time. Is it's kind of you are telling you the story, but it kind of
wanders around.
It's like it's telling a story and it wanders off into something else, and it's like this show.
Yeah,
we start off talking about one thing, and you start talking about it. that's okay for that show because you guys understand what we're doing here.
Yeah, the concept is pretty much in the title.
Right.
Yeah.
But for a movie, you kind of want to be focused. And if you're doing a B plot, pay that B plot off in the end. Don't just wander over here for no reason.
Oh God, jeez, Dune is the worst for that.
It is. That's my biggest gripe about that.
Right. I mean, to me, it was like if they could if they would have just concluded the movie instead of doing whatever they did there in the end, where it was just like, wait, we're getting like, wait, he's a bad guy, he's a good guy, he's the savior, he's not the savior.
Right.
Like, what the frick is going on? I mean, there were some really cool scenes.
Yeah.
No question about it. Seeing Elvis in black and white was really cool.
Yeah.
But I just, when you're done with it, you're just like, what is going on, man? Like, this hurts my head. Yeah, that's really where I was at and so going back to that for any reason, still hurts my head.
That's why I want to. We'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna do that because I haven't thought of any. Like, what else should I be watching right now? I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. It's there's trash.
Right. Yeah.
It's all trash.
When it's like that's the thing that got me with the House of the Dragon, right? Like I said on the first, after we reviewed the first season, I said, hey, if they don't pay off the second season straight away, I'm gonna be pissed. But guess what happened? I watched the whole thing and I enjoy each episode as it's going along. I'm like, they're really like, we have one battle here. We have a pretty decent sized battle here, but it's not the battle I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they just hooked me with the same goddamn thing.
Yeah. It was like a Friday 5-star edit where
right, exactly.
You start hearing that music and you go,
yeah,
motherfucker, bitch.
You know what? But and the same it's the same exact situation because it's like this pisses me off, but also I enjoyed this whole thing all the way through. It's like, and that makes me more mad that I enjoyed it. I should.
You got me, bitch.
Yes.
I
said I wasn't gonna like this.
Yeah.
And then I liked it, and you got me again. It's a slap in the face.
Yes, I totally. Listen, as humans, we like the payoff. I totally understand. You know, but it's like, come on, man. Like,
yeah.
No, and I'm with you. So it's like, all right. So the other thing that I watched, this was what screwed me up for the week, was where I knew I had made a mistake.
Yeah.
It was like 10 o'clock. I just hung out with Haley and I had the option to just go to bed. And I should have just got up and gone to bed. But the day was just not sitting good with me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, just not feeling it. And Vince Vaughn has, it's called Bad Monkey.
Yeah.
It's a new show on Apple Plus. Okay. And he's not a detective. He's a guy, a former detective. It's just part of the plot. It's just, there's so much. It's hard to even explain it to make it make sense. But it takes place in the Keys.
Right.
And it's Vince Vaughn. And his, his humor is he just talks incessantly.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And just says some of the most off the wall shit.
Yeah.
Very matter of factly. And so there was 3 episodes of it. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. I watched the first one. Thinking that was it. Like this was the only one. And then there was 2 more. And I was like, shit.
You gotta watch them.
I'm gonna watch them. And it just, yeah.
Is it worth watching?
Yeah.
I might check it out.
Totally worth watching.
I can't think of Vince Vaughn without thinking of the scene in Wedding Crashers where they're going to ride the bikes. And he's like, I'm in here taking grenades. He's like, I hope you trip on that bike, you selfish son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well, and that's just him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much just going on that's not going on. And he's just being himself. And it's good. It's refreshing. It's refreshing because, like, they never overdid Vince Vaughn.
Right.
Like he had some roles here and there. Like he was really good in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, because he played the partner to Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And it was Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
I'm struggling to think outside of the Wedding Crashers. He's funny, but I can't think of what movies. Oh, he was in the one where they all go to the beach vacation, and I can't think of it. It's like a resort, like a couples retreat.
Oh, couples retreat. Yeah,
that one was
that
funny.
good.
That one's funny. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the thing. They never really overdid him.
Yeah.
Like, because he was in a bunch of
Wasn't he in the one where they go to the wine country? Him and, or is that somebody else? I'm thinking of somebody else. He was in quite a few of them that I just.
Yeah, I mean, he had his run, but you never really got too burned out on him.
Oh, he was in The Breakup. Okay, that was a big one. Wedding Crashers, Couples Retreat. Then there's that Bad Monkey you were talking about. He was in The New Christmas Story. I didn't realize that. But yeah, he's not in a ton of stuff.
Oh yeah, The Breakup was good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You're right.
He's never really been overplayed.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like he's just done a bunch of things. Like he's got a bunch of smaller roles. The Dilemma.
Yeah.
Fred Claus. The Wild West Comedy Show.
Yeah, he was in kind of
Made.
Some bangers between 2005, 2009. He had 3 pretty good ones, but then he's just kind of been chilled back, I guess.
Yeah.
Fred Claus. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he had cameos in a lot of stuff. Delivery Man.
I'll tell you, there's one show that I do want to watch, and I don't know if have you seen any of Shane Gillis's stand up?
Which one is that?
Have you heard of Kill Tony?
No.
So it's these comedians, they get up on there and it's like 5 like seasoned comedians.
Okay.
They bring new comedians on to try their set or whatever, and then the seasoned comedians kind of roast them.
Right.
Shane Gillis plays Trump on there, and then the other guy plays Biden. He plays Trump perfectly, but he's very offensive, but in a very funny way.
Okay.
And he's been on Rogan a bunch. He's been on he's been on a few of them, but he has a show on Netflix where they run an auto mechanic shop, and he's like a mechanic.
I think I know what you're talking about.
So I think I'm going to try to watch that.
There you go.
So that's one I'll probably download on the plane. It looks very funny.
All right, so let's circle back around to something you just said, where you said it's very vulgar. I think you said.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had a thought yesterday. Only one thought.
Yeah.
Nothing else, and it came late in the day, so I didn't have to struggle with it. Haley and I went to the gym. All right, and it was a little late because I had to work late filming a video, and we did our warm up. We raced to the top of the tower on the Stairmaster thing. I won, which that was the whole point of. She's like, because I said because it was late. It was like 7 o'clock. Normally go at like 6:30, and I was like, let's just do a half hour on the Stairmaster or something like that. We'll see if you can do the most stairs. And she goes, well, you'll win. I said, yeah, I know, but we could still try it. She goes, oh, you have to be that way, but I said, yeah, I have will and determination that I'm going to beat you. So I will do whatever it takes to beat you, whether you're taking me away in an ambulance or not. I'm going to win, because it's my role. So, anyways, we did that, killed myself, and we go into the back and we do her mat stuff where she does all this weird workout shit on the mat, and I just join her and do whatever she's doing, and cool. And there's these other 2 girls over there doing their mat stuff, and they're talking. So they're not really working out. They're talking. And the one girl, she was Latino, and it does matter for the story. Most of the time it doesn't matter, but it's just the thing that was funny is she was using the F word.
Yeah.
I would normally just say at this point, but it almost just repeating it in this context offends me. There's an art form to profanity. Okay. That not everyone understands.
Yeah.
And there again, this is something that you've known your whole life, but you've never had to deal with it. Like, it's just, yeah, we all know this,
Right.
but apparently that's not true. So this girl was over there, and she was just dropping the F-bomb like popcorn in a microwave. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and she's saying it in such a way that it's just becoming irritating.
It's like grating.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's like nails on a chalk. You're just like, will you, for the love of God, just stop?
Right.
I don't care if you're cussing, but pick another freaking word. Like,
use it.
Suck.
You can expose your intelligence level very quickly when you don't use curse words properly.
100%, right?
And it's like you just expose yourself. You're dumb. I can tell you're dumb.
Well, okay, so, and that has always bothered me, because when you were young, they said, using profanity just shows how stupid you are, and you're like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Like a curse word goes in a sentence because it's looking for a reaction.
Right. It's like a period. Sometimes you use it as a period.
Yeah, I'm using this to get a certain thing across. Like, make a point. And it works well for that. It's not me being stupid. It's like me going through the Rolodex of words and going, this one will have the best effect.
Right.
So I'm using it. But just F and F and this and F and F, I felt like I was Bill Cosby going filth and foul and foul and filth and filth and filth. And it's like, you can't do that. It's like, and Eddie Murphy going, oh, it's not. I just walk up and go, hey, motherfucker, suck that cock, suck that, and and then I walk off the stage. And I'm like, I just wanted to find that skit on Eddie Murphy and go, hey, will you watch this?
Yeah.
Okay, because you need to shut the F up.
Yeah.
My God. Like, I've been told I use, in a private setting, I use a lot of profanity, but I also do it in a very, I'd like to think, in an elegant way, and putting the words where they need to go. It's like Lego blocks. And she was just spitting them out. I'm just like, and Haley's looking at me, and I'm going, this is hurting.
At least get creative with it. Get creative.
Yeah. Oh man, so bad. And and her voice was just making it so bad. And I just like,
the voice can get you.
Yeah. And what got me was that phrase, using profanity, makes you stupid, or you seem stupid. I finally understood that. Apparently I had been stupid. I dig it on a touch rate. I do too. Trust me. I have so much fun with it.
Well, it's the same situation with when you tell someone that you do car audio. The first thing they think of is someone with 25 sundown 10s or 12s in their vehicle.
Which is weird because you don't see that anywhere.
Yeah, jumping out with a weed vape. But that's what they think, though.
Where do they get that from?
Weed vape, just very dirty clothes or a slob in general. Listen,
I mean, they're not wrong.
you can, they're not wrong about the generality of the people you probably see at the show, but it's like listen, like 3-6 Mafia had in one of the raps. It said, talking about the Geneva watch. It's like, take that monkey shit off. You're embarrassing us.
Okay.
The bass heads. You're embarrassing us, guys. Some of you are making us proud.
So he says, watching on 5-star videos, you can see where a lot of that is edited out. I can tell you there's never any profanity that I have to edit out of one of the install bay videos, because it's never they're never there.
No, there would just be a spot where if you watch this show and Dean, it's like, oh, he might have cussed there. If he he could have.
You could easily see where they would be.
Yeah.
But the thought process, like when I'm doing those videos, those words aren't there in my head, because in order to be good at profanity, you have to know when and where to use it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If there's a kid in the room, I'm still not figured out that I probably shouldn't say that. Because my sentence structure isn't geared for that.
Yeah.
So, but when I'm doing a dissertation, so to speak, or those words aren't in the vocabulary to do that, because there has to be a need for it. I mean, there has to be anger or comedy when describing what we do generally, just saying, well, and then you got to grab this fucking screwdriver and twist it 10,000 fucking times really doesn't do anything for what we're doing. So,
Right, yeah.
and I've never done a video like that. I don't think I ever will.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be neat. I mean, I could probably piss a lot of people off.
Right.
Jesus Christ. You know. But yeah, no, I don't have that problem with that. Live is clearly different, you know. That because you don't have the buffer there. And sometimes just you know, shit is a word that you feel you have to use.
No,
You know?
sometimes it needs to be out there.
You know,
Yeah.
shit and ass are just it's like just they're there, you know, and they're fun words.
I would say that I would say I'm 90% me anytime I'm on camera.
Right.
The 10% that I'm not are things that I would say to my friends that would get me canceled that we say to each other, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and
we're humans.
Exactly. That's like Shane Gillis, where he jumps on the border of racism, the funny racism stuff. And it's like, and people don't believe that can be funny anymore, but it was funny when Eddie Murphy done it. It was funny when every single comedian, George Carlin done it, whoever it was, the greats, you know, it's
we have to be able to laugh at ourselves if we
can, and laugh in the differences in each other's cultures.
Right.
You know, we do shit that's like completely white people shit, completely Hispanics.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like,
oh, for sure.
Everyone has their own little thing, and a lot of people do the same thing. So it's funny when someone points out. I like it when British people make fun of American deep South accents. I think it's funny.
Dude, there's this Indian comedian that literally picks on it. His whole thing is literally picking on every single race he could possibly pick on.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's hilarious because it's true.
Yeah.
And the funniest stuff you will ever hear is based on truth.
Oh, like, yeah.
I'm a firm believer. I love the truth. I love getting up like when I'm doing a class and it's like, I love the fact that it's like, all right, so here's the truth, guys. You know, and they're just like looking at you and you're like, wait, you're not gonna lie to us? No, I probably should lie to you.
Yeah.
You know, like, so we've done social media classes for the last 7 years. And you know, I'm not a big numbers person. I think the numbers are stupid. Like, if you need numbers, great. You know, but and so they have a new lady that's been doing it. So they'll have us both do it, which is hilarious. So I'll take mine and aimed it more towards the actual process of creating content, because she has zero experience at that, and she can take all the numbers and shit like that. Fernando sat in there and he's like, dude, we need to just throw out numbers. Like, these guys are like writing down numbers and shit. And I'm like, well, what numbers is she doing? He goes, I have no idea. None of it makes any fucking sense. But she's throwing out numbers. Yeah. And I was like, all right, well, I'll just say 2 out of 3, 4 out of 10, 50% of that, you know, and just throw it out there. Because if people just want to hear bullshit numbers, then we'll give you bullshit numbers. Because the reality is, anytime you're dealing with social media, the numbers are bullshit.
Oh yeah.
You know, because it's like
all inflated, and it's like,
well, it doesn't even make sense. I mean, like when you look at a view count for like whatever this video is, and you go, all right, so you know, saw this. Well, if we would have done this video 4 years ago, the view count would be 8 times what it is today.
Right. Yeah.
Because if someone clicks in for X amount of time, it counts as a view.
And it always changes. It's always changing. The goalposts move.
Yeah. And the best part is you never know where the goalpost is.
Yeah.
Because they never tell you what actually is a view. You know?
Right.
And so you're over there going.
Well, Facebook was boosting their numbers up because they were counting if you clicked on it, that's a view.
Yeah. And they don't do that anymore. And it was like, what the hell? And so, you know, you look at it and you go, okay, so 4 years ago there was this many views. This year there's this many views. It's the same amount of interaction you're getting. What does this mean?
Yeah.
Does this mean this has always been the number? But is this even the number? Because it can't be that much different. So, you know, if now it was like 4 years ago, it was like if you spent 2 minutes on a video, it was a view. Now you have to spend 5 minutes on a video for it to be a view. Or 4 years ago, it was like if you clicked, you spent 30 seconds, you watched it, and every 30 seconds you're there, it counts as. It's like none of it made any sense, and it still makes no sense.
Well, now they've changed it even more to favor the shorts that no one gets paid for doing.
Right, and it sucks because like shorts are terrible.
Yeah. I like watching the shorts,
well,
but
shorts are popcorn.
Yeah, exactly. But
no
for a creator, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's just popcorn.
Like the only way to make money is brand deals.
Right.
Doing that, and it's
right, but how do you do a brand deal with a 30-second video?
You freaking League of Legends or some dumb shit that's not even related to your content. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Like Hair Club for Men or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, make sure you cut your hair.
Exactly. It's like it's not even related to like what you're doing. So it's
no, and that's why we don't do shorts, because I mean we have plenty of content that we could edit for shorts.
Yeah,
like we have hours and hours of 5 minutes of 5-star, which all of that could be edited into shorts.
Yeah,
and we talked about it. We're like, should we re-edit this? And I'm like, I don't want to torture anybody that bad.
I've done a few. But the thing is, if I could keep them separate from my, like, if the main subscriber,
I would have to create a whole nother channel for them,
because I would do that. But the reason I like to do them, you get a lot of subscribers from shorts because they're pushing them,
right?
But I don't want to annoy the viewers who subscribe to my channel this whole time. I'm not going to do that. If you could have the shorts out there in the ether, not in the main feed,
right?
And you could choose that, I would do more shorts. Because you're not getting paid. I've got shorts that have quite a few views, and you don't get paid nothing.
Yeah, our shorts just channel trailers. A lot of people, they are like, when you look at like what was it, Mark Cardio Fab, his are just commercials for videos that he's got coming up, and it's like, I don't want to watch that. I don't care. I like true shorts. I like shorts that are just like clippets of shit.
Yeah, something funny that happened. Hey, this is funny.
Yeah,
that happened right there. Yeah,
like I watched this kid yesterday. I went down this rabbit hole. This kid, he goes into puddles and finds fish, and he gets so excited because he's finding some crazy ass fish.
You know what? I've been watching one. There's this young kid. He's probably like 8, 9, 10 maybe.
Yeah,
and he is as country as you can get, and the dude knows everything you can know about a tractor. He knows more about a tractor than I'll ever know in my life.
Well, he's got nothing else going on because he's a young guy. So he can
exactly. Yeah, he's a kid,
my,
and
my cousin knew everything there was to know about vacuums. And I'm like,
oh, you got to get that new Kirby, bro. That's the
dude. He had pamphlets and pamphlets of vacuum.
Yeah.
He could tell you anything you wanted to know about a vacuum.
Yeah,
and I was like, there's something wrong with you. Just saying, something wrong with you. Like, ask me any question you want about Star Wars. Yours is vacuums. Okay.
Yeah. Unless it's a quiz show on the boat, and then people know way more than me.
Oh, dude, on the boat, they had 2 Star Wars quizzes. They had expert and basic. And I go,
I'm a basic bitch.
I'm like, we're not even gonna do basic. And they're like, really? And I said, hell no, we're not gonna do basic, because they're gonna want to know like people's names and like it's all names. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Where did so and so grow up?
Yeah. What was this? What was the guy standing in the back of the bar?
Yeah. Do we got a movie for next week, or do we want to just play it by ear?
We'll just play it by ear.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah, because no show next week, guys.
Right. No show.
Rob's going on vacation. Good job.
Be on vacation.
Sounds like a great trip, though. So
should be. I think I thought about doing Thursday, but I think we're gonna be in Lake Tahoe on
Dude,
Thursday.
don't even worry about it.
Yeah, no. So I don't know.
I'm actually looking forward to it, because I'll be like, I can get. I've already planned all the shit I can do that day.
Yep.
I'm like, oh shit, that's like 4 extra hours of work I can get done. Oh hell yeah!
I might have to coordinate finals though. I'd like to go to. I haven't been to SQ finals since it was in Arkansas.
So our plan is we're going to fly out there, or we're going to drive out there.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll just save this for next time we come on.
Yeah.
You guys have a great night. We'll see you later next time.
See ya. Bye-bye.